Hi guys, we're starting a new unit on cellular processes, and the two processes that we're going to look at first are cellular respiration and photosynthesis. You'll remember from our cells unit that cellular respiration happens in the mitochondria. It's when our cells take food and turn that food into cellular energy or ATP. So mitochondria are present in both plant and animal cells, and they look like this. They have kind of a kidney-shaped outer membrane and then a squiggly inner membrane. So remember, both in plant and animal cells these are found because both plants and animals need to be able to make energy from their food. Looking closer at the structure, mitochondria have this outer membrane that goes all the way around, and then the inner membrane is all folded up like this. And the reason it's folded up is to make lots and lots of surface area to allow lots and lots of cellular respiration to happen. Those folds are called cristae. And then on the inside, the very inside the inner membrane, is called the matrix of the mitochondria, or the mitochondrial matrix. Now, different parts of cellular respiration are going to happen in different places here in the mitochondria, but for now, I just want you to be familiar with all the parts of the mitochondria. So to recap, mitochondria is a site of cellular respiration where the cell makes food and makes energy or ATP. Mitochondria are present in both plant and animal cells, and the main parts to know are the outer membrane, the inner membrane, those folds called the cristae, and the very inside called the matrix. This background picture here is an actual microscope picture, an electron microscope picture of hamster mitochondria. So you can see all the foldings of that inner membrane, all those cristae, all lined up. Moving on to the chloroplasts. These we find only in plant cells, right? So when we look at chloroplasts, we see green because inside the chloroplast is chlorophyll. Again, chloroplasts, just like mitochondria, have a double membrane. There's an outer membrane and then an inner membrane. And inside the inner membrane, we have these stacks of thylakoids. Thylakoids contain the chlorophyll, so it's the thylakoids that are green. And they contain the chlorophyll, which soaks up sun's energy and helps the plant make food, make sugars from the sunlight's energy. Because that's the whole purpose of photosynthesis, right? To make food for the plant from the sun's energy. The stroma is just the juice inside the chloroplast, inside the inner membrane. So there's the thylakoid, or the stacks that have the chlorophyll in them, and the stroma is just the juice. Down here shows another picture. Remember, chloroplasts are only in plant cells, right? So this is a plant cell with its nice structured cell wall. In the green things inside, where you see the little stacks, that's the chloroplast. And again, you see down here, double membrane, stacks of thylakoids with the chlorophyll in them. That's where the sunlight is absorbed. It's going to absorb the sunlight, turn it into food for the plant. And then another word that's shown here, granum or grana, are what one stack is called. So a stack of thylakoids is called a grana. And then this here is, again, an electron microscope picture of an individual chloroplast. So you can see those stacks of thylakoids in there. And then the background picture here is kind of like what you guys saw when you looked at the Eladia cells, where you could actually see the green chloroplast. And then this picture is just a more powerful microscope that looks at an individual chloroplast and lets you see those stacks of the thylakoids. So again, to recap, chloroplasts only in plant cells. They have an outer membrane and an inner membrane. Inside they have thylakoids that stack up to make grana. And then the juice in there inside the inner membrane is called the stroma. So we'll be talking a lot more about both chloroplasts and mitochondria in the days to come as we study cellular respiration and photosynthesis more. Have a great night.